This custom built AI automation project planning tool is actually insane. I'm going to give you a full tour through this today. I'm going to plan a project with you today in Project Command OS 2.0. But you can see here, we built this inside of Airtable, and we built it because we had a client who just wanted something that was a little bit simpler than your traditional tools like Monday.com, like Asana, like ClickUp. In fact, we used ClickUp a year ago and it absolutely sucked. Like, it's just too convoluted. And I had an existing project management tool just like this built out already. But the client came to us and said, hey, Mitch, we've got a few $1,000s we're willing to spend on this. Can you build us a better system for planning projects that uses AI to help plan the projects and assign tasks? So we went away, we spent tons of hours on that, and this is the product that we came up with. So I'm actually going to dive through and we're just going to do an example of how you plan a project, how you assign those tasks to your team members. I'm going to show you how it all works in video number 1. And this is going to be a 6-part video series where we go through the entire thing so that you can learn from start to finish how we actually created this product. Now, if you do want to use this product, you can build alongside me and literally just rinse and repeat everything that we've done, that we spent hours and hours, dozens of hours trying to figure out. Or we do have this template on our website for a tiny little cost that you could buy one time and build into your client businesses for 10, 20, 30 times more than what you pay for it. So this is the whole point of what we do here at Big Moves, is we create really great products. Once we have them built for our clients, then we sell them as templates for you as well, so you can get started in your building career if you do wish, or you can use them inside of your own business. So let's just dive straight in now and get into what this project management tool does and how it is actually, in my opinion, my humble opinion, way better than anything that you'll find inside of Monday.com, Asana, and ClickUp. Because keep in mind, those tools have to build for absolutely everybody. The benefit, I always say this, the benefit of building your own tools inside of Airtable, using tools like Make.com, like NAM to automate workflows, is that you can get it exactly how you want it. You can get every workflow exactly how you want it. You can add your own custom fields. You can add your own automations, no problem. And you can literally build anything. So that is the benefit, right? Because we don't have to rely on these software tools that only have very small workflows that we can actually use based on what they prescribe to us. We have no control over that. So that's why we want to be building our own workflows. So let's dive in now. Now, I'm going to come back to some of these other tabs soon and the different views and stuff. We have an SOPs database. We have some brand settings, which I'll get to. And all of this will begin to tie in as I just use the tool. So typically what happens as an entrepreneur is we have a lot of ideas, right? We come up with a lot of ideas all the time. We have a million different things that we want to do. Shiny object syndrome is absolutely real. So often what happens is I end up with a full list of hundreds of different ideas and things that I want to implement. And I get a little bit overwhelmed with how to sort through those things. So when I came across this system called the ICE framework, so Impact, Confidence, Ease, this just made project planning and the ideas that I come up with so much easier to then understand what I've got on my plate, what I should be prioritizing, and what's going to be most impactful for the business most of all. Because what can happen is if you don't prioritize your tasks in a way that is based around a framework, for example, like the ICE framework, then oftentimes we'll do the things that are easy to us, the things that are shiny and unproven, and the things that aren't really driving the business forward, which we don't want. So we always want to be working on the most important tasks that we can at any one time in order to push the business forward. And I've done this so many times in the past where I focus on the wrong things and the business goes nowhere. Even I feel like I'm being busy, but I'm just being busy doing the wrong things. So we don't want to do that. So anytime now when we have an idea, and this can be for team members as well, is we'll add this into the project idea tab. So here we now have a whole bunch of requirements that we have to fill out, with the main ones being how impactful will this be to the business? How confident are you that it will be a good decision, and how easy is it to implement? So I'm going to come back to that in a second. But the project idea that I have is we actually have an epic YouTube AI automation coming out soon. So it's called AI Tube Kit, and we're going to be doing like a product launch. So I'm going to put that in as the idea, and the brand is going to be for our brand, and the pillar, this is actually going to be for product creation and delivery, really. So the description is we need to plan out everything for this launch. So I need to give it a little bit of context first in the description and what needs to be done. So I've gone ahead and written all of that out now, but basically this product takes a YouTube transcript. It automatically creates the thumbnails for YouTube, all the assets for YouTube. It then turns the transcript into like 5 different reels, into 5 different social posts, into some carousels. And then we have like the design files for Canva and stuff as well. So literally I've been using this over the last few days, and I'm creating somewhere between 10 to 15 pieces of content a day, you doing 4 to 5 hours of work. And this is like in the early stages. I think I can probably get that down to like 3 hours of work. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just so excited about this product. It's going to be coming up soon. But we need to plan out all of the things for that particular launch, which is get the members area ready, marketing for the launch, setting up of the products, and anything else that we require. So I put in there anything else because I want the AI to think about some stuff as well. So we add all of that into the description. And then we have our hypothesis here is this would be a great product for our audience. It will help drive sales and be an important part of the business. So any extra context, I mean, I've already provided quite a lot of context up here, but a really great thing, and this is what the client that we're working with has done, is they have some really great old projects that are similar, but obviously they have different team members now and maybe some different processes and stuff like that. So they'll take some old project plans and say, hey, this is an old project plan from 2 years ago. We use a similar structure. We have some different tools and stuff that we use now, but you can follow this type of structure. So that's what that extra context field would be used for. And then I've just got to request it by myself. And then here's where it gets really cool. And I don't really see any other big tools doing this. Maybe Monday.com might. I saw that on their website. I haven't used it. But you can actually add in your team members as to who will participate in this. So this is actually, I mean, I changed the names here because of privacy for my team. But basically, it's going to be a full team project, this one. And this is how, basically, I'm going to show you just in a second how this would look, is this references a team members tab that has all of their skill sets in there and all of the things they're responsible for, so they can match the right task to the right person. Now we need to just give it a date. So we're actually not launching this for a bit. So let's just put this down here, and it's probably going to be like a 2-week project. So let's just go from 12th of May to the 23rd of May. We'll give that a 5 p.m. deadline just to make sure, and we'll go create. So now I have this idea as to in the ideas tab, and I can begin to work on this when I'm ready. Now, you don't have to be so detailed if you are not going to be doing it straight away. Like, you could simply add in, 1 sentence in the description, 1 or 2 sentences in each, so that you just get that out of your mind into a database and add in your impact scores so you can see which ones you want to work on. So now we can see here that we have different overall ratings. So that one that I just added is actually a rating of 9. So that's probably the highest priority task that we have right now. And if we wanted to filter that, we should have probably filtered that a bit better, which is if I come into here, I can actually sort this by, we want like a second level sorting by project pillar, but then we also want to sort it by the overall rating. So there's probably like a second level here that we need to add maybe. And we want to go rating. Nah, it's not actually going to do it. So it doesn't matter too much. So come back in here. We'll just go done. We don't want to save that. So basically, you'll be able to sort it by that anyway. So if we can click on that, we can sort it by then what is the highest priority. So imagine you had 100 different ideas. You can then sort it by the overall rating and the where you want to get to with what you want to start working on. So once we're ready to then begin creating that, is we now just want to move this into the to-do phase. Once we've done that, we can then come into our planned projects with AI. And actually, before I get there, let me come back to the team members. So remember I said I added in all of our team members here. So we've got in here and team members, you've got your name, what their role is, what type, like how often are they working? Is it full-time, part-time? And then we list out all of the things that they do within the company here. So we have in here all of this type of stuff, engineering, all of the automation stuff, engineering, designs. So the more detailed you can be in this section, the more accurate the AI will become. So you want to make sure you fill that out as well. We can also do a similar thing with tools. So we've added in all of our tools here that we use, and it can match up the tasks with the tools as well. We also have our AI models. So every time a new AI model comes out, then we can add them in here very easily, which means we don't have to go inside our make.com automation. So we've got 3 automations here for this workflow. We don't have to go inside to update those. And in videos 3, 4, and 5, I think I'm going to go into these automations in detail so you can see how each of those are built. I'm also going to go into the tables that we've built behind the scenes of these interfaces so that you can see how they were built as well. But the purpose of this video is we're just going to do a demo and we're going to work through it. So, okay, so we can now come in and start to plan this product launch. So here we just choose the task, which is the product launch. We've got our description. We don't have any extra context. We've chosen our team. We can add in our tools if we want. So we're going to add in Airtable. We're going to add in Make. We're going to add in Canva. We're going to add in Miro board. We're going to add in Klaviyo for email marketing. Descript to be used for video editing. We're going to do a circle for community. We're going to add it to WordPress for our website. We actually need to add funnel kit and gravity forms. So there's extra context I need to add, which I see even just doing this helps me understand where I'm missing. We actually don't need Help Scout, StreamYard, Smart Suite. Cool. So I think that's all we need, but the extra context is we will also we will sell a template as is, so we also need to set up a form in Gravity Forms so that if people purchase a done for you option for the template, then we can get all the credentials that we need so we can set it up inside of their own accounts. So next we come down to optimize our AI output. The big fundamental shift that we've had in our thinking over the last 18 months now when building AI automations is we want to give the user inside of a database control over their prompts. Because what I see most people doing on YouTube is a lot of the prompting is getting done inside of make.com or inside of the N8N modules, which doesn't allow a good user experience. Because imagine if you install this on a client's thing and they want to optimize the prompt themselves, then they actually have to go inside the make.com automation, the N8N automation, and it just takes so much time. So we're actually building our prompts inside of Airtable, putting them inside of the workflows, like in this one. Sometimes we'll have them in our brand settings interfaces. And that allows the user or the customer to then optimize the prompts themselves so they don't have to log in somewhere else. And then we also give them our suggestion of that prompt, and then they can go ahead and change it if they wish. So we're just going to leave those as is. We spent a bit of time fixing up all of those. And then we're going to choose our AI model. So like I said, we have our AI models table here, which we can then easily add in an AI model by completing 4 different fields, and a new AI model is then added. So if we come back into our project here again. So for this one, we're going to let's do Claude 3.7 Sonnet Thinking, so the reasoning model. And then let's run this project now and get our first AI output project plan draft. So you can see that as it was running, it said AI writing here in this status. That's another thing that we've been doing is we've been building the workflows so that the AI has a status update so you can see where it's at. And now it says complete, and we've got our first draft here of the things that need to be done to complete this AI Tube Kit launch. So potential approaches start with product finalization, then marketing, then sales infrastructure, begin marketing while finalizing product components, then set up a sales system, develop all components simultaneously, use a phased approach. Cool. So suggested approach, a parallel development track with clear owner responsibilities is most efficient. So it's now gone ahead and it's linked up all of the different tasks that need to happen and who should take care of that. So what we would actually do at this stage is we would come in and we would check that the right tasks are getting assigned to the right person. And if we need to, we can add in more tasks down the bottom here as well and assign it to those right people. So this is an important part. What I noticed is when the old version, when we first started, is we try to do it all in the one go. And a lot of times when we're doing automation, that's what we try and do. We try and get the final outcome in just one prompt or one execution. And it doesn't always work like that. You need some human intervention at different stages. And especially with project planning, it can get very particular in terms of who does what, in terms of what tasks need to be done. So here, it's very important that we go through and look up all of these things. And we made this first draft as easy as possible with just bullet points. So when we first did this, we actually had a full long output that was very hard to read. Whereas now we can see very easily at a high level what tasks are suggested. Does that make sense? Is it assigned to the right person? Okay, great. If it is, then let's go and continue now with the final project plan. So here we're going to come down and it's going to plan it out now in a little bit more detail. So here we can use the same model and we're just going to go execute final project plan. And we can see now that's changed to AI writing and we'll have the final project plan here in a minute or so. Now, while we wait for that, like I said, this product is available on the website. If you are interested, it doesn't cost that much. And everyone who purchases any type of product from us actually gets free access into it. online community where you get to learn from others in the space as well who are doing really cool things. Plus, in the community, we have a few bonus free templates like a metrical automation and a team tracker and a couple of other things. We also have like 5 or 6 expert masterclasses and different sessions where I go deep into how we mind map these types of workflows. And we'll occasionally do some future classes and masterclasses and stuff like that as well. So all of that is included when you purchase any product from us, and it's not a subscription. So that makes it even better. Let's dive back in. Okay, so that took maybe 60 to 90 seconds to complete, and now we have our full AI TubeKit launch project plan. So it's basically taking these same steps as what was up here, and it's just giving it a little bit more detail. So we've got step 1, we've got the description, we've got the start and end date, we've got who's responsible for that, and we've got a description of what they need to do. So in theory, as long as we've done the planning right, they should have all of this set up in the right way with the proper descriptions that we need. And like I said at the start, remember, if you have some of these plans, so like let's say for the first month, you go through and you do a bit of editing on all of these types of steps and, you know, give the AI more context of what you're using each of the tools for, what team members are doing what in the business. Then you can begin to add more information into their profiles. So you'll be able to add more information into their responsibilities and stuff here. You'll be able to add more information into what we use these tools for, and you'll be able to add more context into each of the planning contexts. So eventually in a month's time, once you've done a little bit of extra work to build up all of the knowledge that you need for this type of workflow, then this section down here should be absolutely perfect. That's the huge amount of value that we have by building out these types of workflows. So let's say all of that we're very happy with, and we want to now distribute those tasks to our team members. And this is in Project Command 1.0. We didn't have anything like this. This is a really great addition where now we can actually just go, okay, let's simply distribute those tasks to our team members and then hit distribute tasks. And we have an automation that then reads this, splits up all of these steps and begins to distribute these tasks to our team. So from here, in order to get to that, then we just come across into our projects. Let's just go to the Kanban view. We're going to open that up, and we're going to open up our AI TubeKit product launch. And then we can see all of this same information now in this dashboard here as well. But in a second, we'll begin to see all of the tasks drop into the task section down here with the assignee attached to those tasks as well. So this is going to take a little while, but each task is now just going to drop in. It's going to automatically assign it to the right person so that you don't have to be assigning each individual task yourself. So that's still going, and you can see they're continuing to drop in now because based on just a couple of team members, then that's just assigning to a couple. But if you have more team members, then you get the point that it would assign those tasks to that person as well. And if we click in, then we can see the task descriptions here. We can see, we can link in any SOPs, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. If you need to link those into the actual system as well. And it also just adds in a bit of extra information that we need, like the start and due date and all of the different tools that could actually be used in this process as well. So a very effective way to be planning projects in a much more streamlined and automated way. So let's look at some of these other dashboards in a little more detail so that you can see how we build out this entire system. Let's just dive into now the brand settings. So with every product that we build, we create a brand settings or brand assets tab where we can add in a little bit about the brand. We can also add in the language here. So if you are using any language that is supported by the LLMs, then you just add that language here, and we have the prompt set up so it will generate an output in the language that you choose. You can have a brand assets folder if you need to. That's like a Google Drive if you want to link to something. We have our templates here for the prompts, so you can change them in here, and then all of the different projects under that brand. We also then have our team members. So we have our team members, add a photo if you want, but the big thing here with our team members is really filling out the responsibilities. So what are the people in your team good at and responsible for? That's how the AI knows how to match people up with the actual plan that it creates. Again, we went through this briefly earlier, but also then for tools and software, and these plus buttons up here are the way that you add in new tools. So as you add new tools to your stack, then you just add them in here. Again, we use OpenRouter. So if you come into openrouter.ai, it's an easy way when you're developing to just build in any model that you want. So we can literally just add a new model by just clicking this plus button here, adding in the model name, adding in the OpenRouter code, the max tokens that we want and hit go, and we're good. We have that new model to work with. We've already gone through some of these, but we have all of our project pillars. So you can add in as many pillars as you want. And these are like your big projects or your business pillars. So we add in those here to help structure the system a little bit better. We have our project ideas, which we've been to, and then our planning project workflow, which we just went through. So after you start planning all of those projects, then they'll be in the in-flights dashboard. And each of these will begin to fill out as you do have those projects in flight. We also have a dashboard here, so you can see it visually laid out. And the big things that I'm looking at are, in the table, like how many ideas do we have, how many to do, how many in planning, how many are actually being completed. And we want to see the big number that I was looking for, and same for, this is probably like the big selling point for our client as well, is they want an easy way to see overdue projects. For some reason, like when we use ClickUp, they made that so hard to see, which it just blows my mind as to why they make the most important stats so difficult when it comes to these software tools. Then we have a couple of different views for our projects. So this view would only be available if you're using Airtable Premium. If you're not using the Premium, you'll still get the Kanban view. And same for tasks, has the schedule view and the Kanban view as well. But then we thought, okay, well, let's add in the SOP database so that as we're building out the different things that we're doing in our projects and the workflows and the ways that we do things, they can be in the same system as the project management tool as well. And this is like such a big thing that I think a lot of these project management tools miss. You've got your P's in one place, you're planning projects in another place. You're then usually moving Google Docs into the project plans. Like everything is just everywhere. So the whole point of building these systems inside of Airtable is so that we have one single source of truth, and so that we can adapt our workflows to be specific for our business without having to hire developers. And we can just do it ourselves with no code, with a little bit of database structuring and some different AI automations to make these systems work for us. This is the whole point of why we're building these types of things. And the smartest business owners are really understanding that as well. They're sick of having 33 different tools all over the place where you have to have context switching between all of those tools. So that's why we built the SOP database. So this is here, and you can essentially structure this in any way that you want. So we just structured it in these ways because we thought this would be pretty simple. Like most businesses have revenue and acquisition. Most businesses have operations and tech, product and delivery, and so forth. So we have all of these down here as well that you can begin to use. And if you need to find any of those particular keys, then you just come into the dashboard over here on the left and you can search for them. So it doesn't matter if you have a 3, 10, 100, 300, like it's very easy to then find all of the SOP. So that is Project Command OS 2.0. And like I said, there is the template available on the website. You can buy that one time and then you can install it into as many clients as you want for 10 to 20x the price, and make a few customizations on top to be exactly how you want it as well. That's what we're here to provide for you, the education and training and templates behind building these automations so you can install them easily for clients. So go ahead and check that out on the website. But keep in mind, this is video number 1 of a 6-part series, because I'm actually going to dive into, in the next video, into Airtable, how we built the tables within this system as well. Then in the following videos, we're going to talk about the make.com automations and how we're using AI to help plan the projects, help execute the tasks. And then in the final stage, I'm actually going to talk about how we built the dashboards that we just went through, the interfaces on Airtable, so that you get a good understanding of how all of that is laid out as well. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, video number 2 about Airtable database structuring. See you there.